And good day everybody. Couple of friends of mine, we decided to rent the Epic 1000 from a place in Nice in France, and we flew it down to Mallorca to have a bit of a holiday. But like all holidays, they come to an end and we've got to return the plane, which means we're going to be flying from Mallorca up to Nice. The ICAO code for Mallorca is Lima Echo Papa Alpha, and for Nice it's a Lima Foxtrot Mike November. So first off, you'll see the aircraft's little static elements attached. Doors open, luggage trolleys there. The pitot tube covers are over. Got a dolly hooked up here, the front for any pushback or towing we need to do. There's covers over the exhaust, and there's also a cover over the engine inlet. We've got chocks. Okay, so what we do now is we've got to figure out exactly how much fuel we need, and it's going to be a fairly long trip. So on board we're going to have a co-pilot with us, and we're going to have our left and right passengers. There's no kids on board, so we can get rid of those, and we can leave the luggage at 60 kgs. Hook up the ground power unit. And close the door so it's a bit quieter inside. I might remove the static elements now. Now let's jump inside. Oh, before we do, just to look outside. Now this is freeware. So Mallorca's got at least two parallel runways. I think most of the commercial traffic, oh no, both, oh here it actually is this, mainly this side. There's all your gates. But we're in the general aviation area. So inside, now what I might do is turn down the sound a bit. That's a bit better. Yeah, you have to control the sounds from within this pop out. We've got options here. Reset all the breakers if we want to do all of that. We can disable pop outs if we want to for these here. I'm quite happy. That's another one. I've got them assigned to my joystick. So go back to the ground and we'll just get things fired up in the aircraft. So first off, battery 1, battery 2, avionics master. As far as the fuel's concerned, we've got the left and right fuel pump. We can either get the fuel from the left pump or from the right pump, although what I like to do is put them both on. And just check down here. It doesn't have provision for both, it's left to right, but it will take the fuel from either one with the auto fuel select. Okay, so the next thing we've got to do is just look at our PFD here, and we need to put in our QNH. So what we'll do here is this aircraft's fitted with the AVI tab. LEPA, enter that, and we've got our weather details down here below. So we're looking at QNH of 1033. The winds are 070 at 05 knots. I'll just leave that up for the moment. I'll get it out of the way. And we'll put in our QNH before I forget. And the next thing we do is get our route organised. Stretch this out, make it a bit bigger. So you can see here we are sitting at the, in the GA area of Mallorca. Now I've already organised the flight plan through Route Finder. I didn't use SimBrief. I decided to go another direction with Route Finder. So we go into the menu now, we delete the one that's in there because it doesn't apply. And up, it's gone. And we look for where I've saved the flight plan. LEPA to, there it is there, Lima Foxtrot Mike November, and we hit enter. And we should have the flight plan up here. You'll notice already that I opted for a flight level of 250. So already we've got all our waypoints set in. We can actually scroll down, and as we do that, of course, that on the left hand side there, we're jumping along to all the different waypoints until we get to Nice. Okay, so that's done. What we have to do now is we have to go back and get AVI tab up. We know our wind direction is 070. So we'll get up our airport details. Briefing, where's our actual airport itself? That's all briefing. Oh, there we go. I should have scrolled down a bit further. Alright, yeah, well, there we are in the general, the GA area. Our wind direction is 070, which is pretty well that way. So it's on the nose. So logically that we go to the nearest runway departure, that's 06 right. Okay, let's have a look and see what we can do here with some departure. Go to progress and go to select departure, hit enter. I should duck back, I think. Yeah, I'll just clear that and I'll go back to the flight plan. I just need to look at the first waypoint. So it's COP or Charlie Oscar Papa. Then we come straight into an airway at Chile. Okay, now we can go and have a look at this progress, select departure, enter. And if we look down here, we've got I think COP. I think that's a P, or is that a D? No, it's a D. Well, that must be the one. All these sits here. I would see what it does. Let's hit our enter there. Just looking at the map here. Doesn't want to scroll out any further than that. Okay, so looking at here, that's runway 06 right, and the transition is CD. It's a D, I think, which means that we're going to be travelling out like this and then travelling up in a northeasterly direction along our route. Load it up. Yes. Here's our departure showing here. Up to 430 feet, 600 feet, and all the way up to Charlie Delta, Papa. And there's our airway at Chile. So we just get that out of the way and have a look here. It looks pretty good. And we'll just drop it down a bit at our runway. First waypoint, there, and up we go. Looks good. So we don't need that anymore. Let's go back over here. And we're going to put in our cruising height, which is 25,000. Flight level 250, I mean. So we've got our QNH in, we've got our flight level in. The next thing we've got to do is we need to organise a vertical speed or a climb out. Now this aircraft will climb at about 4,000 feet a minute. Very rapid climb, but let's take things easy and just we'll just climb out at 2,500 feet a minute. There's no need to hurry. And because we're going to be following a fixed route with the GPS, we can already put nav in, and that loads in the GPS route, the flight director. No ATC on, so we'll leave the the Squawk at 2000, but what I'll do, just put it on standby right now. We've got 122.8.0 there for the in case ATC comes on. And that looks like everything's right. What I might do though is, just out of curiosity, we're going to be backing out here, and it looks like Quebec takes us straight on to holding at Hotel 7. We won't be using all that runway. This aircraft gets up pretty quickly. But I would just like to have a look at the, see if we can pick up the departure here anyway. A lot of airport information there. Let's have a look at departures. There's a lot of them. Can't see our waypoint anywhere there, that Charlie Delta Papa. I think I'll leave that go. We'll just stick with what we've got here. Should be able to put this away. So it's time we start things. Just check outside, all the static elements have been removed. I'll just check to see where that runway is. It's just over there. Now we'll just check our throttle positions and our prop. It comes all the way back here. Starter gen can come on. This is set nicely. Now all we've got to do is just start it up, and we need to have the NG at about 10, and then we hit the igniter. Okay, starter up. It'll rise rapidly at 10. Now we introduce some fuel, and we hit the igniter. Gio, how are you? I didn't see you there, mate. Okay, we're up to, let's have a look. Nice and steady on the torque. NG steady. So what we can do now is we can turn off the igniter and put all our autos, fuel selector on, our pusher, our autopilot power. That's not the autopilot switch on and off, that's the power. Trim power, pressure air for the cabin pressure. We don't need emergency pressure dump valve at this moment. Everything's right there. Now that we've started up, we should have our nav and our beacon on. And because she's running well, we can get rid of the ground power. That quietens things down a bit. Yeah, Gio, it's be pretty late for you, wouldn't it? It's 7:30 p.m. over here, Tuesday evening. Let's bring back our yoke all the way to the left. Not a very big travel on this yoke. Pedals. Next thing, got a taxi. Taxi lights on. Take one set of flaps. Put the handbrakes off. There we go. And what we've got to do is we've got to make the prop course. So it's going to be straight out and then a slight turn to the right. Alright, just before we line up now, we'll get our landing lights on and our pitot installed and our strobe. This aircraft tends to pull to the left because of the high torque of the engine. So as soon as she picks up, we've got to watch it. There we go already, pulling over to the left. And already we're lifting up. Trimmer straight away. And we can put the gear up. I think we've got to come over more to the right there. Yep. We'll hand fly this for a little while. Speed 158, our flaps can come up. And all we could need to do now is hit the autopilot. You can see now we're going to be climbing at around that 2,500 feet mark. I'll just drop that sound down a bit. That should be a bit better, I hope. If you're still there, Gio, can you just confirm the sound is good? One thing I should have done was check the transition height here. It's about, I'm guessing it's probably going to be 6. I hope it's here. Tower operations. I can't see it there, but I'd say it's 6,000. So we put that over to standard barrow. Where's she going? She's following the flight path. Aircraft up a bit, Geo? So hang on a minute. How's that? Yeah, we may as well turn, should have turned the taxi off. We can turn the landing lights off too. And one thing I must do, seeing we're going to be up at 25,000, we're going to have to get some cabin oxygen. I dropped the interior sound down a bit there, Geo. Yeah, Geo, that's just like your TBM. So, both aircraft have pretty well got identical top speeds. See, I've even got the French registration. See, we're climbing very quickly here. We're up to 12,000 metres, heading up flight level 250. So what I should do here, code? No, not the code. What am I doing? Oh, that's right. I've got to go back. XPDR. Now I hit Alt. Code Joey. Everything else is everything's right. Flaps are all up. Sounds the same, does it? Oh well. Sounds pretty loud in my headphones. I'll just put it up a tad, see what it's like. aircraft interior, that doesn't make much difference. Can I do it this way? It doesn't make much difference. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant I didn't have the sound spot on. Okay, you're talking about the TBM. Okay. This one's not as how would I put it? It's not as much study level as a TBM. There's no sort of maintenance to do on it or anything like that. It's basically just to fly. Too much Vegemite, right? Okay. I thought I'd just take it out for a spin. I've been, doing quite a few flights in the MD and a few in the Zevo, so I thought every once in a while it doesn't hurt to take a GA out like this, just for a change. And of course the G1000 as a whole, it's a different ball game. Once you get to learn how to use this thing, it's quite good. It will do the vertical navigation for you. If you get it right, it works quite well. But I do have a few problems with it. All I know is that all these altitudes you see here, they're in white, which means they're only sort of like an advisory thing, but you can designate the altitude by highlighting it like so, and then if you push enter it will turn it into blue. These altitudes you see down here, right at the bottom, that one for the approach, all of those altitudes you see there with the in small white and underlined, that means they're published altitudes. You can't really change those. Looks like I've put in the approach in the flight plan. It looks like runway 04, but I'll check that later. Thanks to me. What did I do? Don't tell me you've figured out how the LNAV works. Sorry, the VNAV works. I think I reached my cruise height. Yep. So now that we're at level 250, the airspeed will now start climbing up to probably about 240, 250 knots. And you can see here on the this circle that we're following the GPS directly. So really there's not much to do now, just sit back and enjoy the flight. Actually, the program, once you've done that a few times with the menu and programming in your flight plans, it sort of comes second nature after a while. Like I said, the hardest bit for me has been completely understanding how to do this VNAV thing down here. What I can find out from this, let's have a look. There's our current ground speed, 29 degrees, tracking, ETA 13 minutes 54 I think is to our next waypoint. Now I think if I bring this up, what I'm trying to find is how long before we reach Nice. It's probably staring me in the face right now. That's a shocking waypoint, isn't it? Right. I never thought that one up. So looking at this now, because that little red arrow, that's our next waypoint, and there it is highlighted over there. I know I should know this, but I just can't remember. It's been a while since I've used this G1000. I'm not quite sure how long before the next, how long this flight's going to last. Getting some frame hits here. Don't know why, but yeah, I'm getting a bit of a... Oh, now it's jumped back up again. Oh, I don't know what's causing that. I'll just get a flash there and there. We get some ice, maybe? I don't think so. It's our outside temperature. Outside temperature is minus 35. I know. I might just put prop heat on. I just might bring over a little nav map and just see where I am. It's probably cheating, but you've still got a long way to go. This particular program can be hooked into VATSIM, so it'll show some of these aircraft online. That one, for example, it's an A319 on VATSIM. Destination is Delta Alpha Alpha Golf, wherever that is. Down here we've got somebody that's looks like it. There you go. That's a 738 Boeing, and it's heading into Mallorca. It does show some AI aircraft as well on this thing, but I think, from memory's sake, you can limit the number of AI aircraft that it displays. The only problem with this little nav map is it can be very, very laggy when it comes to online client aircraft. Okay, Gio, thanks for popping in, mate. It's good to have someone drop in and to know that it seems to be going. Unfortunately, for some reason, that little window on the left-hand side of my screen in the YouTube is not showing. It's just doing that circle, and I'm not quite sure how to stop that. I can't see my own stream, so to speak. I suppose it might be a good idea to have a look ahead. We've finished with Mallorca. Okay, Nice. What have we got for Nice? Unfortunately, we got no weather. Let's have a look at our arrivals. Let's go down. I'll use this one. Go down to Rapid or Raptor. I'd say the right pronunciation is probably Rapid. So after Rapid, we've got the Nice, but then we've got the approach, which is Lampu. But Rapid seems to be the actual last of the waypoints. That's no help to me here. We have plenty of time, so we'll browse through them. There's our runways over there. So that's certainly not the way we'll be coming. Although actually we will. We'll be coming probably along the coast to land in here. Come in this direction. Might be a good idea though if we just have a look at the weather situation. Now, where am I going to get that? There's no ACARs on this, so I'll have to go to my external map. And according to Explain 11 weather, we've got winds 320 degrees at 5 knots. Cabot 11 degrees. QNH 1032. All right, that gives us something. Let's go back here. Go back here. Let's have a look at the airport. If I remember right, I think it's only a single runway. No, double runway. So we've got a choice. One's 9,721 and the other's 8,622 feet. Not quite sure where our GA area is. Well, if my guess is right, it's probably up this end here. Or is it over there? It's all the heliport over this side here. Actually, I think the GA area is all the way down here. Oh, what was our wind? Was at 320 degrees, which is basically that direction, which means we'll probably have to come in either on runway 22 left or 22 right. Okay. So 22 right's going to be closest to the GA area. And we got a storm outside at the moment. So. Just looking at this, it looks like if we go for 22 left and right, that'll be on our approach, which is okay. Let's have a look at that one. See, that's not the final approach. For initial approach, see 11.0. That's that one there. We have quite a lot of information. Whoa, there we go. Guys, unfortunately I'm going to have to end this stream because we're having one almighty thunderstorm here, and I've got to shut down in case there's a problem with the electricity. So sorry, but I'm going to have to end it here.